Source again from World Star Hip Hop. 4 men have been arrested and charged in connection with the death of Michael K. Williams, the actor who was known for playing the role of Omar Little on the HBO drama series The Wire. He died from a drug overdose in September 2021, last year, at the age of 54. And four men accused of being in a part of a drug trafficking crew in Brooklyn have been charged with narcotics conspiracy involving the distribution of fentanyl-laced heroin. First of all, let's get this out of the way. If he died from heroin, bitch, you can already overdose on that shit, probably within the same amount of doing fentanyl. I would guess, because those are the top of the shit, where it's like, motherfuckers, bitch. We all done seen Breaking Bad. Like, what was his name? Jesse's girlfriend told Jesse to lay on his goddamn side just in case he threw up because he overdosed. He wouldn't choke on his goddamn throw up. Like, that shit and fentanyl, that's in the same goddamn tier, if you ask me. That's tier 1. Second of all, bro, I hate hearing these stories. Like, we heard this shit from Juice WRLD and all this other shit. That's super fucking lame. How the police only care when it's somebody that's fucking famous. If I overdose,
and that's what's my fucking problem with it. Yeah.
If I caught from the same motherfucking dealer and I overdosed, oh, you just a nigga. Like it don't matter.
It's not.
But just because motherfuckers is famous and shit like that, I really hate that we see these cases. Fuck that shit. Those people should not be motherfucking charged like they're capital murders or some fucking bullshit.
It's like trying to fake glamorize the police as if they've really got it under control, but it's not really what they are able to do for the rest of the population.
And then we hear like story, like even with that shit, I saw the videos. This politician was like, "We need to get these men off the streets. They're fucking up our communities." It's like, bro, shut the fuck up. Like, how many other nameless people has the same exact situation happen, but you ain't do a goddamn thing about it, motherfucker? I hate that shit.
People will start making those fucking chemicals in their basement the moment they're not accessible to them.
And you're taking heroin. That's up there with crack, if you ask me. That's up with meth, if you ask me. That's up there. I wouldn't say coke, but you know what I'm saying. That's up with crack and meth. Like, bro, you taking the strongest of the strong. And in the interview way before he even overdosed, he had admitted to his, struggle with drug issues and shit like that. It's not there. What if that was their only time serving him?
I was gonna say, the problem is not the fucking drug dealers on the streets. The problem is that we don't have any fucking available facilities
or regulation
help
like
people. Yeah.
Man. We don't have no regulation.
Because if we make all drugs illegal, the only difference is what's gonna happen is people are gonna go back to the fucking 1800s where they were making their bootleg whiskey in the mountains and making their drugs in their basements in the fucking Midwest, and just all the same shit we've already seen happen before.
Exactly.
People don't stop doing drugs when you make them illegal and you stop people from being able to get them. They just start making even shittier, more higher toxic drugs. They make unstabilized, you start seeing more basements blow up, you start seeing more kids get hurt, because now there's not an accessible, safe drug, actually purer form. Now you got people making this shit in their basements, and they're dying from it and shit. Like,
and that's where we go back to, I believe, last year or the year before that, it was a few states that actually made shit like acid legal. Shit like, I think it was other drugs. Don't get me wrong, but acid, that was, the people I heard talk about it last year, they was like, psychedelics, they was making that legal. They basically made a whole bunch of drugs like that shit legal, and that's smart because that creates an environment where you don't gotta buy black market, especially when it comes to harder shit. I feel like we can, if it really come down to it, we can chill off the black market. It ain't a lot of people putting fentanyl on weed, you know what I'm saying? You hear about a one-off case, every now and then or whatever, but especially with these other drugs and shit like that, motherfuckers want to mix it with acetone, mix it with embalming fluid, coke, crack, whatever the fuck. Like, motherfuckers need to have that shit regulated if they want to live a long life, maybe a lot of addicts or whatever. I don't know if this is the minority or the majority. They just do it. They just don't give a fuck about their life. They don't care how long they live. But I feel like there's a lot of people that do that shit. They just get caught on the cycle, and they're functioning addicts. You know what I'm saying?
That's why I'm like, Canada has got us beat. They've got these clinics where people can go there, take the drugs, and if they start overdosing, what happens? Well, there's someone with Narcan 4 feet away, and then if shit like that happens too often, you know, they genuinely look at him and they're like, dude, you're killing yourself.
Right.
And it's like they get proper treatment and stuff like that, where it's like, we're going to wean you off of this slowly.
Exactly.
Because people die from just completely cold turkey and heroin.
Exactly. All these hard drugs, motherfuckers is unsupervised and shit like that. I feel like shit, the smartest thing we could do, niggas, obviously they're not going to stop doing it. It don't matter. Like just like you said, if they take it back to the, moonshining days and shit like that.
Right.
When this shit was illegal, motherfuckers are still gonna find it, and they just gonna find the stronger shit, because the moonshining shit is stronger than way stronger than the regular liquor that motherfuckers would get. So it's like that could cause more health issues and shit like that just on its own.
Exactly, because when people started learning how to make it and shit like that, they realized they could make whatever the fuck they wanted to after they got good enough.
Same thing go with coke, same thing go with heroin and shit like that. Motherfucker, with shit like that, you need a regulation, man. You know what I'm saying? Just like they got the weed, you need a regulation, you know, in other states and shit like that. Otherwise, you're gonna deal with a whole lot of these one-off cases when it's these rich motherfuckers that actually have power and clout and shit like that. And it's super lame. Like I said, it's super lame how these motherfuckers try to hop in like they Superman. Oh, we gotta get the drugs off the street, but you weren't worried about it before this shit.
Weed's got a whole economy, and while a lot of these higher strength drugs wouldn't have the same economy, there would be better medical income and stuff like that. I feel like nurses would be getting paid more and shit like that, because there would be more necessity to be making these drugs. Since clinical use, you know, nurses would be getting paid to help more drug addicted people and shit like that. And it wouldn't just be your basic nurse, but there would be more income in the medical field and stuff like that. I feel like overall it would actually help the economy and shit like that just to legalize it.
Yeah, I heard somebody talk about homelessness in the same exact sentence. They said a lot of people, they get paid, you know what I'm saying, to a lot of these heads of charities and shit like that. They get paid hundreds of thousands of dollars, maybe even millions of dollars to facilitate this money and shit like that. These niggas is living off luxury salaries, but but at the same time, their goal, or by face value, it looks like their goal is to help homeless people, but that don't make sense. You don't need to be the highest tier of people, or, you know what I'm saying, you can live a regular life, but a lot of people, they get greedy and money hungry with this shit. And they hold on to it instead of keeping it going. That's why if you donate, you really will be smart to do your due diligence and see what type of research you can do and see how much of the percentage of what you do donate will get to the people that you want to affect with it.